Hey Gemini, this is your look at the astrology of April 2021. My name is Katie Sweetman. I'm with Empowering Astrology. I'm a astrologer here in Brooklyn, New York, and let's take a look at this month. So Gemini, when we get into Aries season, we're starting to get to the end of your personal zodiac calendar. Aries is what's called your 11th sign, so you're sort of looking out towards the world, like where do I want to go? What do I want to do? Who are my friends, my allies? Sort of looking at the big picture and connecting the dots. Right before the month started, Mercury, your planet, it was in Pisces. And Pisces represents the top of your astrological chart. It's like the most public, the most visible. It's about your professional goals and aims and responsibilities. It's about the title after your name. And maybe, as you step into April, you're sort of coming off a lot of movement in your professional life, especially after that Pisces new moon back earlier in March. But Mercury, your planet, will go into Aries on April 3rd. And when it does that, it sort of shifts the tempo. Aries is a fire sign. You are an air sign. So think air and fire. That makes things go. That's fuel. So you're thinking ahead, you're looking looking at the future, you're trying to get a sense of like, okay, after this crazy year that we are sort of coming out of, 2020, where do we all want to go? Like, what's the strategy? What's the goal? But Mercury and Aries can be a little impetuous, can be a little fast. It can be very instinct driven. It's not really thinking and planning too much. So it just wants to take action. The energy of Aries season will point over to Mars and Gemini. Yes, you, Gemini. Mars has been in Gemini since March. No, wait, that's not true. It's been there since February. Sometime. But with Mars and Gemini, you have a lot of energy, a lot of go, a lot of action, maybe some anger too, or some frustration. But you've been running a little hot right now, Gemini, and I think it'll be a little bit hotter when Mercury gets into Aries at the beginning of the month. And so maybe all that strategy goes out the window. You're not thinking about the future. You're thinking about the now. You want it now. There's very much a want things quick and fast. And yesterday when you have this kind of energy going on in the sky with you. So maybe that energy is showing up in your community, with your social circle, with a friend. Hopefully it's not creating some difficulty or some disagreements, but maybe you're having to really make sure you have the allies that you need in order to move forward. There will be a Aries new moon on April 11th. So this is sort of this, new lunar month, new reset, new beginnings. It's really sort of cracking the whip. All right, let's go. Let's move towards our goals, our ambitions. What do you need to do, Aries? Because Mars is not Aries, Gemini. Because Mars is in Gemini, in order to, go after what you want right now. Like Mars is in your sign. Like you're on the hunt at the moment. We move a little bit more into April 14th. Venus will get into Taurus. Taurus is what's called your last sign. So you're going to start to have planets go into Taurus, your last sign. It's about rest, reflection. It's sort of, it's almost like you rev up and then you start to go down a little, like downshift a little bit. Mercury's only in Aries for a short bit. I mean, it kind of makes sense. How fast can you run for only so long before having to take a rest? Because Mercury will also go into Taurus on April 19th, the same day that the sun goes into Taurus. So it's then when you get to the middle of April and things are starting to slow down, they need to slow down. I mean, that's sort of the natural rhythm of life. We can't go 80 miles an hour or whatever that is in kilometers, like real fast. We need to kind of downshift, relax, rest, recharge. So Taurus season is your time to recharge. Make sure your batteries are getting properly recalibrated for your new season, which will begin in April when the sun goes into Gemini. But Taurus is a sign that's very much about care and touch and making sure you have all you need. And this is really happening on a level of the soul. Like, what does your soul need right now? Does it need a lot of TLC? It's been a it's been a tough year for a lot of people, or maybe there's been some silver linings. I mean, I think that with all these planets going into Taurus, it's a friendly reminder that you have Uranus in Taurus for the next few years. This is a time of awakenings for you, Gemini. This is time for you to start to connect the dots, see your blind spots in a way that you have not seen before. So maybe, with Mercury there, you're like, oh, like little light bulbs going off as you go into the end of April. There will be a full moon in Scorpio on April 26th. So, Scorpio is the sign in your chart that talks about health and wellness. And I was saying, well, what does your soul need? Like, how do you take care of yourself on a deep psychic, emotional, existential level? Well, how do you take care of yourself on a physical level? Because that full moon is putting into the spotlight, like, you got to take care of your physical life as much as you need to take care of your spiritual life right now. And that full moon also, you might be making some very practical changes in diet, health, wellness, fitness, projects and organization. Maybe you're sort of concluding or wrapping up or making some big changes to a project that you've been working on. But this full moon also highlights that Mars, as of April 23rd, has left Gemini and has gone to Taurus. Sorry, not Taurus, Cancer. Cancer is your sign of money, income, material stability, roof over your head, money in the bank, food in the kitchen. And maybe, with everything that's going on, you're slowing down, you're sort of recalibrating, you're asking yourself, what really matters? Does any of this craziness matter? Well, okay, how do I get really back to basics with this full moon? Making sure that my day is organized, that my fridge is cleaned out, that my cupboards are organized, and how do I make sure my money or the resources that I have access to are all there? So it's very much a resource conscious full moon, but one that's really trying to get your feet back onto the ground after sort of navigating some interesting astrology. As we go also into the end of the month on the 27th of April, Pluto will turn retrograde on April 27th. I didn't say it already. So when Pluto, backstory, Pluto has been in Capricorn, your eighth house, the eighth house of your chart, what I like to call the eighth room of your astrology house. It's been there since 2008. I know you're like, oh my God, 2008, planet's still there. I know, I can't get rid of the guy, but it will be there for a few more years, but it's been doing something for the last 13 years. It's been really cleaning out a lot of deep emotional psychic material. I just say this in case you get to that full moon later this month and you are, feeling the feels. And then meanwhile, here's Pluto digging into your psyche. It's digging into your shadow, the things that maybe you don't always want to look at. And so if a lot of emotions are coming up for you later this month, Gemini, how do you take care of yourself? How do you make sure you have the support, you have the solid ground, you have the people, you have the snacks, you have your family, so you maybe don't feel so alone through some of the processes that you've been going through, especially, I know that 2018, 2019, 2020 were probably not easy years, but hang in there, Gemini. I know lots going on, and get your batteries recharged, because then you go into a big birthday season come April, because we're going to have eclipses in Gemini. More on that in next month's horoscopes. Again, my name is Katie Sweetman, and this is Empowering Astrology. You can follow me online at empoweringastrology.com. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can follow me there, and also subscribe to this YouTube channel to get more content. And I will see you all next month. Take care. Bye.